Hi there, it's Shell and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about kind of the basics of decorating before we sew in our signatures. So last time we got all of our signatures ready. We got some beautiful envelopes in here, some music paper, some wrapping paper, and some doilies and a card in each one of these. So now we're just going to go ahead and do some decorating, because some of the decorating you may want to do, you want to do that before you sew in your before you sew in your signatures, and I'll show you why. Okay, like this one, I'm thinking about just adding some napkin to it, just doing some decoupaging. And I have all of these beautiful napkins. So I just want to kind of pick one that I like. I was recently in a napkin swap on Junk Journal Chat, and I have some beautiful papers here. And I just want to just kind of take down the white a little bit. And I think this one is going to be really pretty on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this collage podge, and it's kind of like Mod Podge, but I really couldn't open my Mod Podge container today, so I'm going to use this. Plus this is matte and my Mod Podge is glossy, so you kind of have to take that into consideration whenever you are working with, you know, some of these. This one has a big goober on it. Sorry about that. So just kind of, again, I just wanted to add some color to this without, you know, doing too much work. And I really like decoupaging. I'm just going to lay this down. And it's okay with me if there are some air bubbles or some wrinkles. That does not bother me at all. So let's see if I can get more out of here. I do like the fact that it has like a squirt bottle, squirt lid. I think I poured out quite a bit. So I did cover up some of my pretty paper. Kind of ripped a little bit, but that's okay. I think it ripped. Maybe that's part of the design. Okay, so now I'm just going to set this aside to dry, and then we will trim it down after it's dry. So let's go ahead and look through this one. Let me see if I can kind of wipe up some of my glue here. I think I'm heavy-handed with the Mod Podge, or the Collage Podge. I don't know, I just like putting a lot down, I guess. Okay, so I kind of like, you know, the really white pieces to be covered. I think a lot of junk journalers do. Oh, I definitely want to put something on here. Let's put this one. I love these colors. This one I'm going to be a little bit more kind of stingy with. And I just like ripping mine. You could use, you know, like a wet paintbrush and kind of go around your image. But I kind of just like ripping it. I like the look of that. And you know, there's just so many ways to do so many different things. Okay. Just kind of make a mess there. So I don't want to cover the whole thing. I just want to add a little bit of interest to it. So what have you guys been doing today? Anything fun? Today we're home. We're expecting a huge snowstorm in the next day or two, but you never can really tell. We don't have very accurate weather in this area. Weather forecasters. So that looks really pretty. That'll be nice. And it just adds a little something. In fact, I'm going to put something on this side also. So let me see what I have. Let's see. It doesn't have to be anything huge. You know, like a huge decoration or anything. Just enough to kind of give it some color and interest. Ooh, actually. So these are. I picked this up for 10 cents somewhere. Is that maybe rub-ons? Let me see. I'm not sure. Go ahead and put some glue here. Let's see what we have. Almost looks like a rub-on. It's not really a sticker. And it doesn't say on the back. Let's see if it works. Oh, that kind of worked. Maybe I didn't have enough glue down. I'm not sure what to do with this. Just another way of showing you ways you can use anything, even if you're not quite sure what it is. Let's see. I'm not sure where my scissors are. It feels almost like a rub-on, but not a, you know. Just not sure. It's not coming off. I don't think it's going to peel off. I guess I didn't have to take it off of this. You know, I could have just sewn it on or something. Okay, well, if you guys have any ideas what this is, then let me know. Until we figure that out, we will use napkin. So again, I'm just going to kind of rip it. I don't really like to cut napkins because I don't like that sharp edge. This kind of makes it look more like a piece of the paper project, if it kind of has jagged edges, I think. And then I'll come back and just kind of trim around the edge there. Put a little bit on this other side. Quite a bit. Little goobers. I think it got cold. So let's just put like this tulip. That's kind of pretty. Trying to remember which way I was going to fold it. And another thing I really like about napkins is you can layer. You know, it doesn't hurt anything to just layer them. Okay, that one's done. So I think decoupaging is one of my favorite things to do. It's just fun. It adds a little bit of interest, and you know, it kind of what am I thinking? It you can make a mess, but it's fun. Does that make sense? Let's see. We'll use this one, obviously here. Oops. It's drying. I don't really know what I want to put on this one right now. Let's not decoupage on it until I can figure out what I want to do. Okay, let's do the other two, the envelope and the doily on the other two books, or other two signatures. Okay, those are side by side. I have to move those. I really like the blue like that, but maybe I can just add a little something. That's kind of pretty. And I definitely think that, I know I said this before, but I definitely think I love the decorating. It does take quite a bit longer than anything else, but that's the fun part, is decorating. And you know, really we're just prepping to put this in the junk journal, but you know, making that ephemera is some of my favorite parts. It's just fun, and you know, see how creative you can be and things like that. This has a name on it, but I'm not sure if it was supposed to be there or if somebody wrote it there. It looks kind of hard to tell, but it does look like it's smeared. So these are some that I had in my stash already. One time I had tons of time, and oops, I stuck to my finger, and so I just made up a whole bunch of them. That is another great tip, is you can just, you know, do stuff like that. Just have things ready to go, and that makes up for a lot of time designing or, you know, putting together a journal. Put him right there, because why not? So it's really simple to just do, you know, I'm going to leave the back the same, to just do some decorating without going overboard. You know, spend some time in front of the TV at night if you know what you're going to do, and then just kind of Mod Podge some items, or, you know, make some decorations. And, you know, you can make, it's so nice to have like an assembly line. And just kind of get everything done at one time. That's really fun. This one, I'm just going to put just a little piece here, just to decorate it up just a little bit. And that's all I'm going to do on there. And then let's go to book 3 and decorate those two. And this one's kind of plain, especially on the inside, so I'm definitely going to put something there. Let's see what I have. I still have some little pieces. I like to just use my little bits and pieces. And that's not too bad. Ooh, look at this. That's pretty. Let's use this yellow. Since our envelope is yellow, I think that might be really pretty to use in this area here. Let's see. There. So I would be interested in, how do you guys decorate your blank pages in your journals? Do you do decoupaging? You know, what do you do? this is my favorite as far as just adding some color and some interest. Now we'll kind of decorate the inside of that. I think we'll come back later and decorate the back. And our envelope. Let's just kind of do a little thing here also. And maybe I'll add some blue. I wasn't sure about this, but it's kind of interesting. No, I don't know. Let's add some pink, some of this leftover stuff right here, I think. I got stuff on my finger. See what I can do here. Add some pink. I'm going to let it go ahead and kind of go off the edge, and then I will trim around it if it bothers me later. I just want to bring in some of those other colors. And we'll come back to some of these and add some more decoration, I think. Just a little piece right there. Here's yellow. Yellow. Kind of pretty. And let's just go ahead and do this side over here. Just a little bit, because why not? Let's just do strips. Sorry, I was just thinking. Okay, so now we're going to let those dry, and then when we come back, we will continue decorating our signatures before we put them in our book, before we sew them into our book. So be sure and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Stay tuned for more of these just junk journal basic videos. Thanks for watching it, and you guys have a wonderful day.